It's been really quite tricky having a pregnant female because there's legislation quite rightly to protect animals that are pregnant in transport, because the stress can obviously cause them to give birth prematurely, and that could be fatal to them and obviously the youngster. And so as soon as we realised this beaver could be pregnant, we did the ultrasound and x-rays, we couldn't move her, we knew we'd have to look after her. Then there was this worry, are we going to manage to keep her stress level sufficiently low that she gives birth and that she's not going to be a bad mother, she won't abandon it, and it's all gone quite well.
So it's been a totally different experience for us working with a pregnant female. We've been totally hands off. It's been provided a lot of kind of different challenges to what we're used to. We've managed them more remotely on camera traps, less kind of hands on, less interference. So yeah, it's been a totally different challenge, I guess.
Obviously with this family we've kept them in captivity for slightly longer than we would ideally, and that's because the female was heavily pregnant. So we had to make sure both all her welfare needs are met, and obviously the kits that she's carrying, we want to make sure they're going to be born strong and healthy. So we've put a lot more browse in the pens, we've put a lot more bedding material. We've also opened them up so they can have all 3 pens at once, just so that the family has as much space. They've got multiple water troughs and they've got lots of browse and sticks to manipulate, so it keeps them busy and entertained while they're in captivity. We obviously didn't know the kit was born, we suspected, but again we're very hands off. So there's lots of cameras about, so just to try and get those first glimpses of it coming out. And we saw the female a lot, and we're saying, when is this kit going to emerge, and hopefully everything's okay.
Initially, when I found out, I actually watched 3 videos before I saw the kit, and I saw all the 3 adults on the videos, and I was like, that's it, we don't have the baby anymore. And then the baby appeared, and it was like very, very happy. I mean, I was like so excited. It made not my day, my week, my month. I phoned our manager and I was like, we've got the baby. So yeah, it was very exciting.
We know that the family is healthy because we've already screened all of them for their general state of health, looked how their teeth are, their condition's good, they don't have any infectious diseases. So you would think maybe you don't have to look at the newborn baby, but obviously beavers could be born with a deformity or an abnormality. We could have a heart defect, we could have a problem with the teeth, and so what we've done is we've had a good look over. We've taken some x-rays today, we've had a look at the teeth just to check there's nothing that we're missing, that this is a healthy animal that would survive being transported and released in its new home.
Well, it's always a bit nerve-wracking, but now that we've seen the kit, we've handled it, it's strong, it's put on a good amount of weight, I feel much more relieved that this kit is in with the best chance, and we've done everything we can, to see it off to the release.
It's incredible, it was amazing, I'm almost lost for words, it was magical. I had no idea they were so big for one thing, so that was extraordinary. And at the same time it was relief because we were finally here. And plus they seemed pretty happy. I was expecting them to be a bit spooked and potentially just dive off into the water, but the fact they went in there and they started eating kind of on a human level made me feel a bit happy that I put them all through that, and they actually seemed finally happy with where they were.
I mean, it just felt amazing releasing this family. We've come to really know and really like this family, so it's always really special to see them just back into the habitat where they really belong. It takes a lot of work to get these animals and keep them in good condition, prioritise their welfare. So after all that, to see them swim away, I mean, it's just the icing on the cake, really.
I think they're just a tiny, really part of what we're trying to achieve at Wallington. So we've got the enclosure for now. We're really seeing this as like maybe a bit of an epicentre from which everything can move out from. So the enclosure's large. It includes some really lovely riparian corridor with grasslands and fens already. So we're hoping they'll transfer and mess around with that for us. The trees behind me were planted by our ranger team 20 years ago, and they need coppicing, so I'm sure the beavers will help us out and do that as well.